getting humbled by my nail lady as to why I don't have a partner. She goes to me, where's your wedding ring? And I said, oh, it's not married. She's like, but don't you have a baby? And I was like, yeah, I have a child. She's like, where is he? And I said, oh, we separated after 7 years, all good. She's like, wow, but you're too pretty to not be married or don't have a boyfriend. And I'm like, thanks. She's like, maybe you're a little crazy. I was like, maybe I am. Or maybe everyone's crazy. We don't know. Unsure. You tell me. She's like, maybe you need to choose another nail color then. Maybe that will help. And I was like, not sure it's my nail color that's the issue here, but thanks. She's like, you should do something better. And I was like, no, I'll just stick to this because it's all good. And she's like, this is really interesting. I just can't believe. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, maybe there's something wrong with you. I was like, maybe. But the way she said it, it just made me laugh because I was like, why is it my nail lady can say that to me? No one else. If anyone else told me that, I'd be like, fuff. But another humbling experience as to why I'm single.
A man with morals, self-respect will humble the out of a damn woman who thinks she just the He'll compliment you. That don't mean he wants you though. You look good. And that's just it.
And y'all about to call me a pick-me, and I don't care. Men need to start treating y'all. And what I mean by this, they need to start treating y'all like back in the day. Like when y'all was fat, men was the first one to boo y'all. Like, and just simply y'all. And for head up, they need to start doing that again. Because y'all be getting on here with these standards and y'all be ugly, fat, teeth missing, dumbass individual eyelashes. You can't even open your eyes, eyebrows, crazy hair be, the baby hairs be in the eyebrows. They need to start getting back on here and roasting y'all back. They need to start roasting y'all back. I need some entertainment and I need you humbled because men, they're not like the men back in the day. They have gotten really soft. I don't know if it's because they want access to y'all whack. I wouldn't want access to y'all whack. But I'm a female that's heterosexual, so there's that. But they have gotten really, really soft. I grew up in men in my household, and I'm funny because of them. Like, they used to roast for real. Like, really roast you for real. Like, no holding back, nothing. You looked crazy. You was dressing in colors and all kind of stuff. They was going to tell you. They was never holding back from you. I could tell a lot of y'all did not grow up with that, and y'all need to hear it because I feel like this internet is very female coded, women empowerment, and it's making y'all very delusional to the fact that y'all are whack. Like, I forget y'all forgetting that y'all are whack when y'all log in on here and put this different character on. And I feel like y'all need to get humbled again. Men need to start being mean again, or whatever they was doing back in the day.
The reason that these men be acting the way that they acting and they don't appreciate what you're giving to them as a woman is because they don't want a woman, they want a man.
Shut the phone! No, seriously. What the f*** are you gonna give me? Are you gonna pay for my bills? Are you going to buy me a house
And buy my groceries? No!
So what am I supposed to appreciate? I'm sorry, okay? But what are you offering on the table? Because if you're gonna act like, marriage and dating is
All about, what you're able to give. You able to give,
You're obviously not giving any good takes, so
That's already off the table.
the reason most guys don't appreciate most women and what they're giving them.
It's because they're not giving them
I'm sorry, you guys know I don't like, starting gender wars, but
Y'all women have to step out of your pedestal. Like, you guys are not all that.
Somebody comes and asks a question about side chicks. Why is it always so negative? And why is it like, oh, you guys are wrong or whatever? That man doesn't love you. That man's not going to leave his wife.
There's an argument that sometimes a side chick get the best of the man.
And I do.
Okay. Oh, my God. Are you a proud side chick?
I want you to be really honest.
Okay.
Are you her husband?
Absolutely.
Do you believe in God?
I do.
Oh, okay. There's a difference in believing in God and fearing God. I don't think that you fear God. because I don't think you understand the conviction that's being a person who is the person who is stepping into somebody's marriage. God does not approve of that. If you read that word, if you take in your daily bread, there will be a conviction. You think that this is just a book that works for you whenever you want it to work for you. That's not how it goes, baby. So for you to be able to say that you believe in God right now, that's the reason. If y'all really want to know why I'm passionate about this conversation, that's the reason. Because in my walk, I fear God. So every behavior that I have reflects on the godly principles and my fear of God. So I am never going to get up to no mic and say that I knowingly have stepped into somebody else's marriage, and I am okay with that. If the shoe was on the other foot, I guarantee you if the shoe was on the other foot. You talking about this woman doesn't approve of that. You causing pain to that woman as well. We as brothers and sisters of Christ, we are not supposed to be causing intentional pain on somebody else. So I challenge you since you got up to this mic to try to challenge your girl Kitty. I challenge you, okay? Because now you finna see 6'5" Grove side. I challenge you, honey. I challenge you. Maybe you need to fast so you can get that spiritual demon off of you. I challenge you.
That's the type of truth that the world needs. My goodness, this lady walked up here with so much pride in her heart, and she got humbled right quick. Get you some friends who will speak life into you just like this, that won't hold back and don't just love God, they fear God.
But why would they even have to go there? That should be common sense. You shouldn't even need to bring God into the conversation to know that you probably shouldn't be doing that.
So I just got here to Atlanta, and I just been wondering, like, is this how the girls are giving it up? So boom, I went to an open call for like waitresses and servers. Let me just add, I will never be doing nothing like that ever again. Like, ever again. I personally just don't like the idea of me standing up with 100 other girls like, please pick me. Like, I don't know, that's just not my vibe. That's just not who I am. It's not me. So anyway, boom, I'm in line, and the girl in front of me, she's talking to me, and she's basically like, oh, they're only picking pretty girls, and they're only picking girls with BBL, so we should just leave. So I'm like, well, boo, I think I'm pretty, and my shape kind of nice too, so I'm not pressed. I'm not really worried, you know? She's like, well, can I ask, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 22. She's like, this is why I don't wear makeup, because it makes you look mad old. You do not look 22. You look older than me. Keep in mind, y'all, she looked like she's in her 30s. So I'm like, well, how old are you? She's like, I'm 34. You look 34. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you look 34. Weird. And I'm telling my friends, and they like, girl, that's ATL, get used to it. And I'm like, dang, this is the vibe. This is the energy.
To try to increase my child support, we have 2 kids together. She makes quite a bit of money. I'm a school teacher. I only make $50,000. And if you look into that too.
You so mad that you
the
Oh, ma'am. I didn't tell him to be a little teacher. That was on him.
The amount of money that she pays for all the luxury stuff she has, the Louis V bag, she should put that money towards tutoring for our children or something. Kids on my insurance.
How much is your insurance?
My insurance is $500 a month.
How much money are you getting right now from her?
$450 a month.
I've been told you couldn't handle me. You couldn't handle somebody like me. You chose to be a teacher. I chose to be a real estate agent. But are you making? I'm making $150,000 a year. That he a broke little teacher. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and order the child support. $150,000 per year. 2 kids. That brings your gross to $12,500 based on her income. That brings her child support obligation to $2,300 per month. Reimbursing you for the health insurance that you carry for the children every month is $255. Bringing your monthly child support to $2,550. Oh, excuse me, wait a minute. I don't get paid monthly. Oh, you said, Your Honor, I make about $150,000. Did you say that? I did say that. You did. Why did you do this? No.
I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
Period.
1, immigrant parents. first generation going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company, stuff like that.
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer, we're going to look at social media, I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
Just the other day, someone commented on one of my videos saying something like, yeah, I used to believe all the things he's saying, but then I went to college and got the facts. It's just so funny to me that people think college gives you the facts about life. Life gives you the facts about life, my friend. Having a college degree means absolutely nothing as far as your intelligence. I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and I'm an idiot. Anyone who uses their degree or the industry that they work in as some type of clout or some type of reference to how intelligent they are is also an idiot. And I love watching a video like this that just proves that point.
Let him slip it. By accident.
I make too much money to let that happen.
How much money do you, how much money you make a year?
30,000 a year.
How much?
30,000 a year.
How much money you make at the end of the year?
I make 14,000 a month.
I'm not impressed.
I didn't ask you for your price, but I told you how much I make a month.
Good for you.
How do you make that in a month?
I sell solar.
Solar?
Solar, yeah.
So you make 14 grand a month?
Yes.
Can tell you this. If you ask this young lady, is she intelligent? She'd look you dead in your eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners? She'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive. I want to smash. And because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice. And because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. Recently, I was in Mallorca in Spain, right? I met this gorgeous Romanian chick and she says, hey, how old do you think I look? I'm over here with my video editor. You heard me? I got her on. She texted me on IG. She said, how old do you think I look? And I was like, bro, how old you think Shorty look? He was like, bro, she looked like she at least this age. I was like, yeah, I agree. And he was like, what you gonna say? And I was like, not that. You know, that's the point. You get lied to, then you get smashed and dashed. And at the end, you're wondering why, because you have no sense of reality. And why does the lie work on you? Because you want to be lied to.
Like strong women like this. It's
No, I'm intimidating for sure.
I'm an alpha. So when I talk to you and you told me that and you're alpha.
Hold up. You said you're an alpha?
I'm an alpha male for sure. It's a
You know
provider
that's not
by
a real
nature.
thing, right?
There's
No.
alpha animals.
You know that study they did was based off of like a family of wolves, not a real thing, right?
So you got a PhD in this? Do tell.
You want to look it up?
If you're gonna have facts, you just gotta have a little thing behind that. I'm just talking professionally. Then you
Alpha
look it
male
up.
study. The term alpha male is outdated and inaccurate. A study has shown wolf packs are more family-oriented, dominated by a
Has
single
there been
mate.
another study since then?
Yeah, and it was disproven.
Most men don't like strong women like.
I don't even know why we have to go through this, but let's start with the wolf alpha myth. The concept of an alpha wolf was popularized by studies of captive wolf packs. It's largely a misunderstanding of how wild wolf packs function. Now, let's get to what an alpha is. In animal behavior, alpha often refers to the highest ranking individual within a social group's dominance hierarchy. This individual typically has preferential access to resources like food and mating opportunities. The alpha status can be achieved and maintained through various means, including physical dominance, social skills, or even by being the offspring of the previous alpha. In some species, the alpha role may be held by a single individual or by a pair, alpha male and alpha female. So essentially what they're saying, even if that the wolf was a myth, is there is a leader. There is usually a leader in the group. So maybe he didn't say it right. But this type of nonsense that's exactly what it is. It's nonsense. There is going to be a leader somewhere.
Honestly, you're so mature. It's actually embarrassing.
All right, cool. But
Next.
Some. I know. Hey, come on, man. I'm the second choice like 3 times in it, so.
Did you hear what he just said? What? He said, say that again. What did he say? Go on, what? Jess, what did he say? Go on, say it. Go on.
Come
Go on, say it.
I said you're the one that's been second choice like 3 times in it, so.
She's first person I know, brother.
Peak Aaron, generally.
Come on, you wish.
But the thing is, it's tit for tat. People give it and people take it, so it is what it is. You give it, you got to be able to take it. Sometimes people say things that aren't very nice.
Wait, bro, because I'm not being funny, just try it.
What you rate yourself from 1 to 10?
I'm a whole 11.
You above the scale.
Hell yeah.
What about
I
in the
don't
real
care about
world?
nobody else. In the real world, I'm a 10.
You know a 10 means perfect.
I'm perfect.
So there's nothing that you can change as far as your looks.
I got nice eyes. They real. This body is real. That's a problem. And
Okay.
I'm soft. I'm a 10. So you look good. You look good. So I'm telling you, I'm a 10.
So people are telling you that you look good. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Those people, they was lying to you. They was lying to you. They was lying to you. So the thing is, when you get all of this free attention from males that say, oh, baby, yeah, you look good. You ain't got to change nothing. They're lying to you because they want to sleep with you. I don't have those intentions, so I'm being honest with you. So I can tell you that you are not a 10. You're not anything close to that. And you have many things that you need to work on and change from the outside. For sure, for sure, for sure.
Come on, dude. You ain't gotta do it like that, brother.
How many people are telling you that? Man, over and over again, we see these type of women live in a world of delusion. Come back to reality, man.
I went viral last week for saying I couldn't fit into my boyfriend's sweatpants. This week, he's done something even worse. We went to get hot dogs last night after volleyball. You can see my hot dog taking advantage of the free toppings available to me. And then look at his sad dog. Just 1 streak of yellow, 1 streak of red, okay? And I think I understand why we have the differential in sweatpants.
How many hours do you work, Eric?
60 hours a week.
60 hours a week. And how many hours do you work at home?
Look at the exact moment when this wife gets a reality check.
10 more. All day, all night. Really? And then you woke up and realised you were dreaming, you mean? Yes.
For some reason, she doesn't think that she has to do any work and leaves the full entire load on the man. This is why men are walking away from dating and marriage.
Well, that's the thing. I don't date men that make money from social media.
You already told me you don't date broke men out there in the back. But if a guy's a construction worker, hard ass working dude, he's a man,
No, you
works his
didn't say
ass
that.
off.
No.
The guy's working his ass off every day. You only date rich men. That's what you said. You only date rich men. Stop.
Don't date broke men. I wouldn't date a broke man.
Why not? Why wouldn't you date a broke
Because
man? What
it's
if he had all
hard
his
out
shit
there in
together?
the streets. I need to be taken care of. Broke men are so bitter. They're so mean and they're insecure as. They're so insecure.
I have the
can't-
utmost
I can't-
respect
a
for
broke
guys.
man can't put up
No,
with me. I'm
that's the
sorry.
difference. Because in your
No,
world,
no, no.
what you consider a broke man would be like a firefighter. For instance, like a guy's a firefighter, you look and be like, hey, he's a broke man. You know what?
That's not true.
Well,
You don't
but I'm saying, are you basing it off of like this, right? Are you basing it off a guy who's going to buy you these necklaces and these materialistic shit don't even matter in life? Excuse me.
What does a guy got to make bare minimum for you then? A year.
No, don't ask me that.
Tries to be fun. So you have this conversation about bare minimum for money. Money shouldn't matter.
I don't
Should
know.
be about real life, real feelings, real
No
people.
wars, of
Or else
course.
you're just a fake living a
levels to
fake
it.
life.
That makes a year.
Yes. Or you can say monthly, whatever you prefer.
Monthly, like a mil a month.
Okay.
All right,
a million a month.
A million a month somebody's going to make.
This is how
Why
you
are you last?
Thank you. The hell?
I don't know. They all look like zeros to me. I have a kink for height and the eyebrow slit.
I gotta point out this.
Okay, I
think you are very attractive, but everything about your outfit I hate. I The have to rank you shoes. last, but you are a good-looking guy. It's just everything else about you. I agree, is he's good-looking, toxic. but the shoes.
The Chelsea boots are a no for me.
They're giving like it looks like you gotta like ride a horse or something. feel Like I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like it. But he does have the best hair. I'm gonna move you down. I'm sorry. Just my
Wait,
ex-boyfriend
wait.
cheated on me. It looks just like you. So who do we think is first?
I'm liking the height.
The freckles and the height. I think he.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
stays here.
I like the fit. So I think he should be first.
All right, I say off the rip, switch her to the end.
Whoa.
Come this way, Gigi.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
Like,
Let's
get some
explanation. I don't know. She's just mid.
They be talking reckless, so a lot of times they bring it up on themselves.
It just make you a dumbass.
Me?
Yeah, you.
How's that make me that?
What do you mean?
Why does it make me that for not kissing you?
Because anyone here would.
Really?
Yeah, I bet. Watch this.
All right, go get a guy. Prove it to me.
Okay, wait. Watch this. Let me kiss me first. No,
Deixa eu parler. Mas eu fiquei assim. How would that get?
And who is financially stable. And I know you're broke, but anyways. And also, so many broke people. I know it happens. But also just, someone who can laugh with and have a great time with.
Okay, so we have all of the popped balloons. So
I
we're
love
gonna go down the line and ask a few questions.
Let's do it.
What's your name, age, and why did you pop your balloon? And what do you do for a living?
My name is Justin. I'm 33. I'm a vice president of Shooter Partnership for an economic development firm. And I popped because I think it takes a lot of courage to come on a show like this and to kind of laugh off people's intention when folks are here genuinely. I feel like that's not great. So.
Okay. And would he be your type?
No, but I also didn't get anyone's intention. No one actually got a chance to even say anything, so I didn't laugh at anyone's intentions at
Your
all.
comment while we pop balloons about folks being broke is just not really appreciated. So.
Well, they popped my balloon. It wasn't appreciated on my end either. That's unfortunate. Let's move on.
Now, I was going to keep my balloon only because you do acting. The reason why I popped it is your petty comment, okay? So you say you want a man financially stable, which is completely understand. But because the man popped his balloon and you want to call him broke, I can't do that, okay? You just got to understand the man, period. Just because...
we heard your comment. You don't have to go
okay,
too deep.
I wanted to, just like you did on the last episode. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay, let's go ahead and move to the next one.
I didn't know this was about the last episode. Oh my gosh.
What's your name, age, and what do you do for
here.
a living?
I'm Daquan Lee.
What's up, Daquan?
What up? I'm from Mount Vernon, New York, and I own a mingle and dating company. We host events, and I'm also a lifestyle coach.
Okay, and why did you pop your balloon today?
2 reasons. She's not really the type I would go after, and I think she's toxic.
Toxic? Do you want to elaborate?
I get a toxic vibe.
I'm not toxic at all.
That's fine, but she's not the type for me. And
That's great. Let's move on.
it's her combativeness.
Yeah, kind of. At first, it was just the initial attraction, but yeah, kind of what everybody else said. I kind of did appreciate that comment. That was, in my eyes, kind of corny. You
I
didn't
know,
really
it
take
hurts
it
to
that.
be broke. Let's move on.
I guess. I guess.
I've never seen a financially stable person complain about someone saying you should not be broke. Just saying, but let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Let's
said.
move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not even going.
Okay, nice. And why did you pop your balloon today?
So, everything was good, just because the attraction was there. But yeah, the comment, calling him broke, that's what it was for me. Because in the past, I've been a man who led with money just to prove I had money. But the women always had different intentions because of that. So I'm doing it on the reverse side. I don't want to be that person that leaves with money, that proves I have money. Let things flow, and then you're going to see what I got. But just in the beginning, that kind of tells me what your intentions are.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think asking for a man to be financially stable tells you your intentions. I mean, if I'm financially stable and you're not, that would be me taking the L and you just be leeching. But I digress.
Well, another thing that I want to add is that there's a difference between asking that question and having a conversation and just making projections. You made a projection.
Hi, what's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Monroe. I'm 29 years old. I work for a company called Tishman Spire, and I run a security company with a partner of mine.
Okay, and why did you pop your balloon today?
Initially, I was all for it, but I think how you treat other folk, it just got something to say about yourself, too. But it's also, real good feminine energy, but I'll do like a little bit more outspoken as well,
Okay, and would he be your type? No. Okay. Well, let's walk it back. Unfortunately, there are no more balloons, so there might be better luck next time.
What did that have to do with anything? He popped because he didn't want to be bothered. He wasn't interested. All of a sudden, you want to insult him. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. And they say that women can take rejection better than men can. Sometimes you need to be humble.
Now, let me give you that Bible verse. I do not permit a woman to teach or to have authority over a man. She must be silent. You are not the teacher. You are not the leader. You are the student. You should learn in silence. And part of the problem is that your understanding is not there. You think you understand, but you don't. And in your misunderstanding, you spread poison. Y'all be thinking y'all geniuses. You think you know more than Google, but it's not the case. Yeah, take that.
For some reason, y'all think that, and I guess I do know why. Y'all think that y'all 10 out of 10. Y'all think y'all 20 out of 10. And when somebody steps in, because a man be trying to tell you, he be trying to save you. He be trying to low-key tell you, hey, that's not it. I'm not saying that you ugly, but I'm not saying that you Beyonce. I'm not saying that you one of these model type women. I'm just saying. But when a man says it, it's misogynistic. But now when these women say it, then all of a sudden they mean girls. All of a sudden, you're not a girl's girl. I'm trying to tell you the truth, and you need to understand that.
Pretty bad. Was that bad? Yeah, pretty bad. Well, this drum was fine, but...
Y'all, I don't know what just happened. I don't know if I just got humbled by my boyfriend or what. So last week, I let my boyfriend borrow my car all week last week for work, and he was using it, and I'm fine with him using it. I have no problem with him using it. Okay, keep in mind, I've been in my car maybe twice in the past 2 weeks. So like this week and last week, I've only ever been in it like twice. So this man sits in my car, we're sitting down for like 10 minutes, we're talking about life, we're laughing, and he goes, "What is that smell?" And then I was like, I don't know, I don't smell anything because I don't really have a sense of smell. And then this man has the audacity to go, "Do you ever just clean your car?" This man knows I'm almost a clean freak, not too much of a clean freak, but I need my car to basically be clean at all times or else I get like itchy. I literally looked at him and I go, "You know I clean my car, so don't even try pulling that on me." So I was like, what could even possibly be making my car smell? And then I started smelling it and I was like, so then I like looked around in the back seat. His freaking moldy sandwich that he left for lunch in my car last week has been sitting in the back, and it's all moldy and it's all gross, and now it's making my seats smell gross. And I'm like not mad at him or anything, like I could care less because I can clean it, I know how to clean it. But this man really tried to blame it on me for not cleaning my car because he's been using it. And so I tell him, I was like, so the smell is actually your moldy sandwich. And he goes, oh. And then he goes, but you still never clean your car. Honey, I have not been in my car for the past 2 weeks. But anyways, y'all, I thought there was a man just standing outside my car. It is a freaking cat.
Dude in the comments said, by the hand movements, I can tell you needed to be humble.
Y'all, I got humbled so hard today in the gym by Brandon. I was stretching my back and he goes, "You got a hole in your pants." Just, you know, I thought he was getting in. Sure enough, I looked down and check this out. Sure enough, there it is. Right there. So that was embarrassing. Guess I'll be throwing these away. But you gotta laugh at yourself, so it's all fun.
Hi sir, how are you today? Beep. Oh yeah, I'm doing good. How are you? I'm doing well myself, thank you. Beep. So can I ask you, my wife's been a hairdresser for about 25 years. What were you thinking with what you've got there? Just that I like it, I guess. That's good, that's good. That's the most important thing, is that you like it. And I can see that your roots have grown out for about 3 months. So are you planning to re-dye it again, or are you just done? You are observant.
Life is so funny because, like, one day you're living in a $10,000 a month apartment and, like, getting to do whatever you want and eating at Michelin star restaurants all the time and going on a vacation to the Aman Hotel in Sri Lanka and then extending the trip and going to Singapore and staying at the Ritz-Carlton. And you're with this man who you think you're going to marry, and he's made you financially dependent on him over the course of the relationship. And then you get into a fight one night and he turns ice cold and cuts you off financially completely, and you have no cards because you've been using his card, so you don't have any money on you. And while you're sleeping, has his friend go over to the apartment that you guys have shared since, like, the lease began and moved in together, and, like, it was our apartment. And has his friend pack up all of your stuff and then drop it outside of your friend's apartment in his hallway. Says find your way back to New York, and it's January, so when I get back to New York I will have technically nowhere permanent to live. And there's absolutely nothing I can do because I wasn't on the lease, and he was calculating in that. And obviously this is partially my fault for making the mistake of becoming financially dependent on someone when I really didn't need to. Like, I had a career, I had tons of friends, I was happy. Yeah, we'll see.
No, it sounds like he dodged the bullet and you should have shut the hell up. Honestly, that's what it sounds like. And you know, I never hear any responsibility because, number one, people don't just go cold turkey. Even though I was taught a long time ago that love was like a light switch. I don't know how true that is, but the fact of the matter is you don't just have one small argument and you moved in with a person and a person just completely cuts you off and that's the end of it. No, it's some more context. It's something that you said. You thought you was bigger than what you was. You got out of pocket. You too arrogant to come back and apologize and humble yourself and say, no, I was wrong. And for whatever reason, you thought that y'all was equal and that y'all was partners. And the reality starts to set in and that y'all wasn't. And so then they want to say, well, I'm partially responsible for not having, for becoming, dependent on this person and all of that. Well, you're partially responsible for ruining a relationship and not keeping yourself humble enough to understand who the person was that was putting you in this position of power in the first place. You would have never experienced any of this stuff if it wasn't for him. You're not saying, listen, you are living a life of the 0.1% of the 1%. You are living, because see, it's a difference. And that's the thing that people don't understand. It's one thing to be a millionaire and it's another thing to be a high earner, because some people become millionaires through over a period of time making strategic investments and being very, very disciplined and minimizing the amount of money that they spend on certain things that allow for them to accumulate a net worth of over $1 million.
You guys are thinking that for some reason y'all can just sit back and be entitled to everything. You can be entitled to a man's money. You can say anything that you want and a man's not going to do anything about it. Think about what you would do if somebody's talking reckless to you. Whatever you guys were saying, y'all will be quick to kick a man out. Y'all will be quick to leave a man right there, and then women in the comments will be supporting you. But all of a sudden, when a man is tired of it, he doesn't want to take your disrespect anymore, then it's a problem.
The second I saw this was a trend, I said, sign me the fuck up. I don't even need a pen and paper to write these down because they are embedded so deep in my mind that I'm so traumatized that I can just say it off the fucking cuff, babe. One time, when I was a little bit larger, I was hooking up with this guy and he just stopped mid-hookup and said, you have a good amount of fat on your body. Also, big shout out to my contact dermatitis from never taking up my Apple Watch. The grind never stops, baby. Another honorable mention to the time a guy handed me a Super Puff jacket after a hookup thinking it was mine. I didn't own a Super Puff jacket yet. I then tried to steal the Super Puff jacket because the grind never stops, and it was in fact so small on me I couldn't zip it up. So I guess I do have a good amount of fat on my body. One time on New Year's, I had my best friend at the time and the guy that I was seeing. One of the only times I ever had feelings for a guy. And I guess they kissed when I was yarfing my brains out in the bathroom. And my friend comes up to me and goes, hey, so-and-so just kissed. And I said, oh, like, as a joke? And she's like, no, like, it wasn't the funny kind. And I said, oh. So me, I'm hammered. I mosey on down to go into my bedroom. My door is locked. I open the door. There they are, in my bed, together. Doing what? Who knows? Didn't want to. Got in a fight, left, started puking even more. Not only did I hook up with a guy who went to jail, but when we were done, I turn over and I saw him scrolling on Tinder. So, thank you, King. After I offered to Uber myself home because this guy was such a walking doucher, and he didn't even argue it. Then he he did argue it. He goes, I'll Uber you home. I said, nah, dude, it's fine. I don't want you to hold anything above me. And he goes, okay, well, there's $20 on the table you could take. Like I'm a common street whore. One time I hooked up with my teacher and he told me he thought I was the biggest whore in school. And the real icing on the cake, one time I hooked up with my boss and then I got fired by my other boss. So, first year university was a time for me. I was a harlot, but now I'm a child of God. And by child of God, I mean I hate all men and I think I'm asexual. Peace, love, and tranquility. Bye.
Hey, I had a question. I'm not from around here.
I'm not from here too.
I had a question though.
I have a question too.
Is your friend single?
Of course.
I want her.
Of course.
Can I talk to her?
Yeah, a dog.
Hey, friend, I'm gonna get back to you.
What?
What's your name?
I'm on the phone. Oh, let's go to Wilson.
Damn.
The comment said you tried humbling her and got humbled. What kind of projection is this? Because he initially walked up to her and she immediately tried to humble him. And then he noticed that, okay, this girl's not interested, so he tried to go for her friend. Or her friend wasn't going for it. So you're saying that this is projection. You're saying that he tried to humble her when off rip he walked up to her and off rip she was trying to humble him. Like immediately. But he was trying to humble her? No, he noticed, okay, shorty's not interested in me. Let me go for another shorty that I also find attractive. Would I ever do that? No. If I shoot my shot at a girl in the vicinity and I get dubbed, I'm leaving the vicinity because it looks weird when you try to shoot at one girl and go to the next, but that's not the topic of today. You're saying that he tried to humble her, but it was her that tried to humble him. Did we watch the same video? How are you saying that he did exactly what she did to him? This is how women tell their stories about you, by the way. Whenever you break up with a girl, this is how they tell their stories about you to their friends. That you were the bad guy, you did everything wrong, when it was literally them that did it. We just witnessed it. She's the one that did it, and they blamed him for what she did. That's crazy.
Honestly, this is the type of woman that be screaming and hollering and begging men to help her when she gets in trouble in the club. And when a man's like, nah, I'm good on that, then you're gonna be on TikTok talking about how men are trash, how they're terrible, no men came to your rescue, and all of that other nonsense. Don't do that type of stuff.
Alright, let's watch this video and we'll get into it.
I remember I asked just like 10 out of 10, like what she do for work, and she almost looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language. I was like, don't you gotta work during the day? She was like, I was like, you know what? I don't even know why I asked that. I immediately changed the subject. And that had me so dead, yeah, so I'm not gonna be asking that anymore.
I'm gonna slow this down a little bit, but just read some of these comments. I mean, God forbid he wants a girl who has a career and goals. Like, God forbid. I hate this question, especially very early on into the convo. It gives you trying to judge off of a profession. Girl, like, are you a dancer? Like, are you working at Red Robin and you like 37? Like, what are we judging off of? Like, if you got a job, you got a job. Who gives a damn? Like, what? Ladies, are y'all okay? Like, on some real shit, are y'all okay? Because the way y'all was talking in that comment section, like, y'all was traumatized by just saying where the fuck work. And that's crazy. Like, y'all understand, that's crazy. First of all, if you are on a date and a man asks you where you work and you say you're an entrepreneur and he goes into being like, oh, you got big money, oh, okay, da-da-da. That's your sign. That was your sign right there. Just to let you know, that was your sign right there. I know some people be like, well, I'm just goofy like that. Listen. I don't think any man really genuinely gives a where you work unless it's going against his morals and values, right? Unless you're doing something illegal or just something, again, that just goes against his morals and values. Y'all be the ones who think that they give a because y'all have created that. Like, men didn't create that. Y'all created that. Like, because y'all be dealing with men who don't have that. Secure men, financially secure men, like actual real masculine men that are secure in themselves, they don't give a fuck about that shit. They really don't give a fuck. Like, there has been men who have been CEOs and have had wives that were secretaries or receptionists, and it's worked out just fine for them. He didn't look at her below. He just looked at her like, that's where she wanted to be. That's where she wanted to be. If she wanted to be up there with me, she could. But if she wanted to stay down there, that's where she wanted to stay. Okay, fine. And it worked just fine for them. y'all are the only ones who judge when it comes to someone's work. Y'all wanted to be CEOs, right? Y'all fought y'all way to be up there at the big dogs table, right? A lot of y'all be saying that you would never date or be with someone whose tax bracket didn't fit yours, right? So if you a CEO, you not looking at the janitor, right? You not looking at the mail man, right? You want another CEO. That's y'all's men's side. Like, men don't think like that. That is y'all. Y'all are the only ones who think like that. I do realize that not every man on this planet is a CEO, right? When I tell people what I do, I say I'm a creative director. And you know what they say? They say, oh, that's dope. What is that? I work for a nonprofit. I do spirituality, right? Oh, that's dope. Cool. Tell me more. Like, what, like, it's just a conversation starter, right? Like, if you tell a man he's a CEO and he goes into, oh, how much you make at this, that, there's your flag, sis. There's your flag. Some of y'all be thinking that like, oh, you're so funny. No, run. Like, a secure man's not gonna be asking you like that. Like, they don't give a damn. They're just trying to get a conversation about you. God damn. Y'all taking this way. Like, what kind of men are y'all dealing with? What kind of men are y'all dealing with?
It's funny how a lot of these women want this type of information, but then should a man ask for it, all of a sudden he's insecure, all of a sudden he's a red flag. Why would you ask me that? Stop asking me what I bring to the table. It's just a whole bunch of nonsense. That lets you know that she's a terrible communicator and you need to run far away as fast as you possibly can. Just ask the freaking question. That's literally it.
Y'all are gonna think this is hilarious, but I'm sharing this because I'm curious and I feel like I'm gonna get some good responses. So, I've been trying to get out, mingle with the people, push myself out of my comfort zone. The other day I was at the grocery store and I just happened to look around. I'm just like, there are a lot of like guys in here. Like, is this the time they come out? Like, what's happening? So there's this one guy who was, picking some fruit. I'm maybe I'm doing the same thing. And we make eye contact. And for like 10 seconds. So what I usually do in this situation is I smile to say it's safe. I'm friendly. But then after 10 seconds, the guy walks away. And my friends were like, girl, you got to do more than that. And I'm just like, are you kidding? What am I supposed to do?
Honestly, he probably thought that you were being polite, to be honest. You might want to go over there and say hello or something like that.